Member for Kew.
Deputy Speaker. And today I rise to speak on the Public Accounts and Estimates Committee's inquiry into 2024-25 budget estimates. And it's insulting. I want to hone in on the section.
Minister.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I want to hone in on the section 4.4.1, which covers the Department of Education's school saving bonus. During the 2024-25 budget estimates held in May last year, Deputy Speaker, the committee did hear evidence from the Secretary of the Department of Education, and I quote, "The department was still finalising several parameters for the bonus implementation." Now, Deputy Speaker, I think we all know, and the Minister probably knows this as well, that it was a bit of news to the Department of Education, the school saving bonus. It might have been news to the Secretary on budget day that this was going to be a program the Department of Education needed to roll out. And the Secretary at the Public Accounts and Estimates spoke about the parameters needed to be put in place. And again, I quote, "How the bonus will be credited, whether the department, schools or parents will decide how the funds are spent, whether parents can donate the bonus, whether unspent funds will be repurposed, and what acquittal processes the department will have in place." Now, given the number and scope of the parameters that were yet to be determined at the time the policy was announced, one could be forgiven as to wondering how much thought could have been put into this program ahead of the announcement in the budget. And of course, it was the government's signature policy in a horror budget, in a budget that only saw Victorians hit with higher taxes. And this was a measure at the last minute put in place to take away from those other hits to Victorians. But Deputy Speaker, it seems as though the policy was very poorly thought through and very little consideration has been given to these critical factors, not just around the logistics of the payment, but whether or not the bonus would actually be able to be spent by parents themselves. So it comes as no surprise then, Deputy Speaker, to see that the implementation of this policy has caused headaches right across the state, whether that be for parents trying to navigate the system to get voucher codes to use at uniform shops, or whether indeed that there was an issue with not being able to use the school saving bonus when it comes to purchasing IT equipment. Now, this is a very expensive expense for parents and families, yet it's been specifically carved out of the school saving bonus. But in
Without
terms
assistant
of
members, am I right?
the school administrators are trying to figure out when it comes to parents trying to use the school saving bonus, parents are trying to navigate this very difficult system. But sadly, the biggest headaches seem to be created for the suppliers of products that can be claimed under the bonus, particularly uniform shops. Now, no one can dispute that uniform shops provide a very valuable service to our school communities. But they are also small businesses largely, and we know it's a very tough time for small businesses in this state. In fact, a report from the National Australia Bank just last month revealed that Victorian SMEs have the poorest conditions and confidence of any state in the nation. Now, the Department of Education is not, in fact, the Department of Education is not helping these small businesses and is not helping these poor conditions by failing to pay their invoices under the school saving bonus program in time. At least 2 businesses supplying schools under the program were last week owed $55,000 by the Department of Education under the school saving bonus. Despite multiple attempts by these businesses to follow the overdue payments with the department, they remain outstanding. It got to the point where these businesses were facing a cash flow crisis. In fact, they had federal taxes due and they could not meet their deadlines. They could not make their payroll and they were waiting on tens of thousands of dollars from the Department of Education. Now, it took an intervention from the Premier herself to make sure that these small businesses were actually paid under the government's ill-designed school saving bonus under this government.
Thank you, Member.